Hi, so I was reading a recent article about a bully who confessed to bullying others in the past, and some of the popular comment were suggesting we have all bullied somebody in the past, so we are all kind of guilty of bullying. So I think that is a kind of a misconception because there are people who are at the bottom of the social ladders. Like for example, like I was bullied, and I feel like when you're at the bottom, you really have no one else to bully. So it's important to make the distinction that there are bullies who intentionally use their powerful status or privileges who bully others who are already marginalized, who are already down, who are already different, who are already suffering. So I think those bullying are more hurtful than, the normal bullying among friends or among people of about equal status. If you have, like for example, if you're really poor, if you're an aboriginal person, or if you are someone with mental health issues and also person of color or marginalized or transgender or gay, and you have to face all these issues, so you're already, without the bullying, you're already suffering. So I think when you bully somebody who's already down, I think that's the distinction that we should make. And it was funny because I was reading a blog from Sarah Palin. She was talking about how she was bullied from the left, and while I think that part of it is true, I think there have been some unfair bullying against people like Sarah Palin or whatnot. But I think the distinction is that these people can take it because they have the resources, family resources. They have the position of power. They're considered a mainstream part of society, so they can actually withstand the bullying. But for people who are already suffering, like the Aboriginal community, where there's such a high suicide rate and stuff like that, I think, or for the example of the 600 Aboriginal women in BC who just disappear without anybody noticing them because these people, we're already like marginalized and ignored, so nobody even noticed when shit like that happen, when bad things happen, when people die, they don't care. But it's kind of like what happens with the current treaties right now that the Aboriginal community is talking about how Harper violate the treaties, and people are saying, we should all just be Canadians and they should just assimilate and we should just forget about, giving Aboriginal special right. And I think if you tell Americans that just to forget about the Second Amendment right, because it was 200, 300 years ago when they had to last defend, when they had to take up arms to defend against the British, they would go crazy. I mean, of course, they still want the guns. They still take the amendment seriously. But when it comes to non-Europeans or marginalized people, our right, our agreement, our treaties, or whatever, are not taken as serious. We're just being told to assimilate, to go along with it. But of course, that's kind of not very easy because it's hard to just get over it when you're not being accepted. And I think there's so much still need to be done when it comes to welcoming people who are different. For example, people with mental health issues still aren't really quite accommodated or accepted. So how can we tell people to assimilate and get over it? And considering the fact that we do have a bully in Ottawa right now who take order from the oil and gas industry, it was funny because the CBC obtained a letter just recently, 2 days ago or whatever, approved that the oil and gas industry wrote a letter to Harper about the changes that they want to get done. Like, for example, making it easier to develop in pipeline or whatever, that make it easier by getting rid of the environmental assessment. And that's exactly what they done with the recent budget that is being passed. They did exactly what the oil and gas industry wanted them to do. So I think in a lot of ways, bullies still exist. They're just not doing it in your face. They have the legal power, they have the resources and power, or they're employers, or they have ways to just get rid of you or marginalize you without even having to call you names in a face to face. So I think bullies, you see all these bullies and they didn't really learn, because a lot of them just grow out to be adult and they still oppress people and they still marginalize voices. And that's why you see the large income inequality. That's why you see people supporting people like Harper's who bully employment insurance claimant or refugees or aboriginal people or tons of people. And that's what pissed me off, because those bullies never really got the message. Some of them are rewarded, and in fact the bullying way is rewarded in the society, and that's what's unfair, because people never grow out of what they never grew out of the bullying way, and because our society encouraged it. We have bullies who are leading us. We have bullies who are wielding their resources and power to suit their interests. That's what pissed me off, because it's hard to stop bullies when adults are bullying each other and they're being rewarded for it. How can we tell kids to stop bullying when adults are doing it? So I don't know more.